All right. House divided. Back at it again. National Signing Day just happened.
Yes, sir.
And obviously, we got to discuss Michigan Signing Day, which y'all had a couple things happen.
Whew.
Ohio State had some things happen as well. So
Ouch.
I'm excited. Ouch.
Ouch.
We had some good
Well,
things
you know
happen.
what? I mean, I guess when you're trending the way we're trending, everybody looks like a poverty program at this moment. So I get it.
Our recruiting ranking is still higher than yours. So
Burley, and we're not done. Y'all are.
Says who?
The recruiting apparatuses around the.
I don't agree. Anyway, do you have your list up?
2025.
It's okay. I have my list up.
Yeah, you started.
I definitely like this list of people. I mean, it's a lot of skill positions. I know a lot of us were hoping to obviously.
I got them up as well. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, no, I think a lot of us were looking for a little bit more depth in the trenches. I think we got a little bit of that. Obviously, no David Sanders. I guess that's the bummer of this signing day.
You mean you guys aren't addressing trench play again? Shocker.
Definitely addressing trench play. Shocker. Definitely got 4-star Carter Lowe.
Oh yeah, Carter Lowe. Yeah, the traitor. Toledo. You was right there in the acceptable part of Ohio.
He's in Ohio.
He's in that slither that like we really own that patch. Oh, it's really, you know what it is? It's really Michigan East is what they call Toledo. Just like Columbus now is Michigan South. Hey, before Josh starts in on his amazing recruiting class there, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. And catch us on 30-Minute Rivals on Tuesdays, and normal game Saturdays. We'll have Big Ed of 11. I think we'll probably do that for the Big Ten Championship. We should do that for the Big Ten Championship, for championship weekend at least. But yeah, Saturdays at 11. So tune in.
Absolutely. I'm not going to pass up the chance to have you admit that you just called it an amazing class. So
it was sarcasm. It was sarcasm. But no, go forth. Tell us about the amazing guys there.
Anyway, a couple of 5 stars. Obviously, Tavian St. Clair, a guy who, I mean, what was the yawn? What?
I'm sleepy, bro. It's late. A long day.
That's crazy. A guy that could potentially come in, and I mean, depending on what the quarterback room looks like after, potentially some transfers. A guy that could get you some burn pretty early. Maybe he'll be, number 1 or number 2 guy pretty early on in his career. He definitely looks quarterback ready, college quarterback ready. He's definitely, body type wise up there. So I'm ready to see what he can do. And then we've obviously got 5-star cornerback Devin Sanchez. Again, another guy who wasn't a surprise in the least bit. They're calling this guy the Jeremiah Smith of the defensive backs. So if that's true, great. If not, I hope he can at least become a guy that can develop into that, especially considering he's going to be facing some of the best receiver talent in the country. That's always a good thing when you've got guys who can develop each other on either side. So
any concern that the other entries was it? Yeah, Brew was committed to y'all 1 minute, wasn't he? Or did y'all lose him?
Who?
Brew, Dorian Brew.
That was a little earlier on, but yeah.
Okay.
Brew, Naeem Offord, obviously. Look,
yeah.
You really
it was looking great when it was all 3 of them, but now obviously it's just Lone Ranger there, Devin Sanchez.
You can't play money games with Uncle Phil. You know
Everybody
what I mean?
Can't. Everyone can't.
It's not like you guys are taking recruits from Oregon, so
we'll see about that tomorrow. But we'll see about that tomorrow.
I guess. Anyway, and then apparently the rumor is that he's also offered a shoe deal. Okay, all right.
How
it's college football? Relax.
Just like Jakeem Stewart apparently has a NIL deal with Disney. We'll see what that looks like.
Okay,
we'll see what that looks
all
like.
Right.
That NIL deal is gonna be him walking in a Disney parade, and they get to call him Thanos. Like
that's crazy.
Like if Jakeem Stewart shows up in a Marvel movie, I'm gonna shit my pants.
Same.
So
same.
We'll see about that.
Okay. One of the bigger parts of the signing day, Turbo Rogers decided to flip from Bama over to us. I like this kid. I think
I
he's
like
going to
him a
be.
lot, actually. That's one of my favorite guys out of your class.
Yeah,
Is
I
Turbo
think he's going to
Rogers.
be
I
a
didn't want y'all to
solid
get him.
choice, especially if Chip stays for running back, obviously, but then obviously slot receiver too. Like I think
I'll be honest with
he's
you.
a combo player.
His explosiveness, his build, his size, the way he pops off the film in high school reminds me a lot of Blake. He reminds me a lot of Blake. I did not want y'all to get him. I mean, I didn't want Alabama to get him either, but
Sure.
I mean, it's extra salty for him to go down there. So,
I mean,
you guys, I think you got one of him. I didn't really see the fanfare that I think that flip deserved.
I'm here for it.
Yeah,
him and Bo Jackson, I'm here for it.
Yeah, for sure. That's an underrated pickup.
Yeah, no. Shout out to Coach Locke. He absolutely did his thing between that. Another coach who did his thing, James Laurinaitis. Okay, so he obviously got Riley Pettijohn, the number 2 linebacker in the country, but then got TJ Alford to stay, despite rumors that he was going to decide to go to Miami. So definitely happy about that. Definitely happy about some additions to the linebacker core, considering Gabe Powers is transferring out. Not really sure why, but I'm cool with Arvell Reese and Sonny Styles being the linebackers going forward. Arvell Reese is one of my favorite linebackers right now. He's doing the damn thing. Fahim Delane. Let's see some other names. Bodpeen Miller, quarterback, switching over to wide receiver. We'll see how that works out for him. Definitely an athlete. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, the biggest thing is we lost Josh Simmons. He's going to the NFL draft. Didn't get David Sanders, but we did address the trenches a little bit with 4-star Carter Lowe, 3-star inside offensive lineman Jake Cook, and Javon McFadden, 4-star. So got a couple guys, not really addressing the depth the way I wanted to, but let's hope they do that in the transfer portal.
Yeah, man. Is this Fry's last year? I think I asked you at the beginning of the season, was this his last season? So now that we've seen it play out in the season, we didn't get Sanders. You didn't get what's the guy that went to Georgia Tech?
Josh Petty.
There you go, Petty. Yeah.
Well, that's not.
We need the depth, right?
I didn't say for sure.
Oh, so there's hope. So you mean there's a chance?
Tiny bit.
Okay. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens there, but that would be there. The edge spot would be another spot where I'm looking at Ohio State that probably needs to do a little bit better, needs to hit at a higher rate.
Zion Grady, and then we stole a UCLA commit, their number 1 commit.
Now the tippy guy, right? The
Epi Satanale.
There you go. That was a big move. That was a big
UCLA move. Went through a terrible signing day between him and Iamaleava. How do you say it? I don't know. Madden Iamaleava.
Not gonna try.
Nico's little brother.
There you go. Maliaba. There you go. Maliaba.
Yep. Sure.
Cool.
So yeah, I mean, I think we did address some of the positions. Again, really the only thing that we need to be focusing on at this point is more trench depth, more offensive line depth.
Especially tackle, because man, it's looking like food over there for a couple of years to go.
If the Northwestern tackle wants to
dog.
Northwestern, come on.
This is not the transfer portal segment, but
come join a real team.
Why don't you take a peek at where he's from, and then just, I mean, even beyond that,
y'all got Babalola.
Where you
don't need him?
Man? Yeah, Babalola is a freshman. So I guess we're going into Michigan here.
Oh, so I didn't know we were actually pulling up the list. I would have.
Well, you know what I'm saying. You snooze, you lose, player.
Snooze, you lose is crazy.
It is a little bit. All right. Shout out 24/7 to Sam Webb. You need to get that man his respect. Sam Webb has caught some flack from you as well on the podcast, and I think he deserves a little bit more respect.
Scam Webb
for his insider don't you say that over here. That name is not allowed because he's legit called Bryce Underwood from outside the gym. So
young Scammy Webb.
He's certified over here. Watch your mouth. Anyways,
young scam god.
Of course, right here with once again the call from way outside the stadium from Sam Webb, number one player in the country overall, Bryce Underwood, a huge pull. Just a seismic shift. Not only him though, because as big as Bryce Underwood is, I think also with being able to bring in this young man here, Elijah Dotson, solidifying that the best players in Michigan stay there, right? This guy was committed to go to Pitt. I never understand why Michigan has such a hard time recruiting the Detroit metro area, but no way that guy's supposed to go to Pitt. 5-star Andrew Babalola, the highest offensive tackle commit for Michigan in the modern recruiting era. I think probably Jake Long would probably be the only other one that was higher, but that again, that wasn't modern. That was like what, 2003 or 2004 or some shit like that. So yeah, Andrew Babalola, he's it, the guy. Has potential to start next year, but again, Andrew Sprague, you think Evan Link has another year. Also, they're looking at shopping in the portal for tackles as we speak. Liberty, Northwestern, those guys. Jordan White.
So the guys we're looking at.
Fam, do you think it's really competition with y'all right now on the portal for offensive linemen?
Potentially. And those guys could potentially start here.
Not the
or a playoff team potentially.
We're going to start here at the team. Anyways.
Or a confirmed playoff team, not hopeful with Bryce Underwood.
Fam, confirmed? Who has stopped y'all? I'm not going to do this with you.
I'm referring to this year. Not
me.
Like
what
you're hoping your next year
would be about this year. Obviously, he played at Liberty this year. He doesn't give a shit about this year. He wants to play on the team.
My point is, we are this year a playoff team, and you guys are hoping to be one with Bryce Underwood. That's
fam. That's a non-starter argument. We won the national championship the year before that, and then we were a playoff team the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that. So it's really not it's not a deterrent to say, oh, well, they didn't make it this year. Yeah, we made it the last 3 and we won a national championship. Are you going to win a national championship?
We're already in the playoffs.
Are you going to win a national championship?
Now that's a playoff team.
There's a relevant thing.
Our argument is playing time immediately.
What does this have to do with Andrew Babalola or the 2025?
No, it had to do with the transfer portal.
Right. Tackles. This is not the transfer portal segment. Jamari Earls. This guy could legitimately and probably should start. Get one of those corner spots. I like Jair Hill. I like Zeke Berry moving to boundary. But he's legit. Boy, legit. 10-1 in the 100 meter or 10-4, I think. Dog is legit. I like him a lot. I was very excited to get this flip. Once again, another recruitment that came well before Bryce Underwood, even before Andrew Babalola. Like, he was one of the ones that kind of got that ball rolling. 6'2", about 180, 190 pounds, very lightning quick, great cover skills, great in man, good athlete, moves well. What they were pitching him was that he was actually going to end up being the heir apparent to Will Johnson. So if that's not just recruit speak, if that's not just, a coach blowing smoke out your ass. No, I'm saying if he actualizes even 75% of that, he could be a starting corner in the Big Ten next year. So I like it. I like it. And huge steal from Georgia. From the Dogs. You know what I'm saying? Andrew Marsh, top 100 player out of Texas.
Just couldn't get Derek Meadows, though.
That's fine. I mean, sometimes you want to be paid like you're the number one guy in the class, and I understand that. I get that. Unfortunately, we've got a number one guy already. We got a number 2 as well with Babalola. So, unfortunately, if he would have committed prior to those guys, then those allocations, those funds could have went his way. What Michigan is posturing right now is that they already have a number in mind for a number 1 wide receiver, considering what they already have signed. in their class, and they're not really, they don't have to go out of their way to go to be out of that range. Because here's the thing, you're a true freshman, Derek. Like, obviously you're going to be an impact player at some point, whether that's next year or the year after that or whenever. But Michigan is in a spot where they can go get a guy who's an impact player in last year's college football season. So you're asking them to overpay you. They've already got a top 100 guy in Marcin. They've got developmental guys with the body type that they want in you already. In let's take us out. Let me get out of here. Jacob Washington out of Louisiana. Also Jamal Browder, 6'4", 200 pounds. I think that was the NC State flip. Jamal Browder, there you go, 6'3.5", 205. So they've got bigger wide receivers in the class already. Not your caliber, obviously. But to overpay for Meadows at this point with the prospects of what they have coming down the line, I just don't know if you even still want to get into those type of battles at this point, right? So
it was what it was. Oracle, he got it.
Hey, listen, he got it, but they're still spending responsibly, it sounds like. So feels good to be shooting the money cannon finally. Nate Marshall, craziest recruitment I've seen. Nate Marshall signs with Michigan early on in the cycle, stays, right? Holds firm on his commitment, fights off Auburn. Laughs at or no, that happened in reverse. Never mind. He then, I think it was like July or August, flips to Auburn out of nowhere. Jalen Williams laughs at him on Twitter. That's hilarious because Jalen Williams ends up doing the same thing, goes to a worse program, goes to whiskey. After the Bryce Underwood commitment, Michigan cycles back with the new, Ellison money cannon, and he's still interested, right? Auburn season goes the way it goes. Their class is where it is. It's not the greatest. Yeah, they're Auburn, so I don't know how far he was expecting it to climb. But Michigan's sitting with a top 10 class, potential top 5 with a strong finish. So that combined with what they're able to do for a player of his caliber, from an NIL perspective, moved him, and he's able to flip back. So Michigan early commit, flips to Auburn over the summer, flips back to Michigan a few days before signing day. Crazy turn of events. Didn't really see it coming. Wasn't really looking at this guy. Was more paying attention to the guy at Georgia than I was for Nate Marshall, but definitely will take him. Glad to have him, and think he's going to be an impact player here within the next couple of years. Nathaniel Owusu-Boateng. Hey, you know what's crazy? Bodie actually sent me a message about him. Bodie don't talk to me about nothing about football, but he's from Ghana. Those Ghana connections are strong. I feel like it's crazy how many people from Ghana I know that know each other. But in any case, this young man is going to be a dog. If ever there was an heir apparent to Devin Bush here at Michigan, and I mean we've had some guys in the midterm. It's not like we've been in a drought for middle linebackers, but this guy reminds me of Devin Bush a lot. I know that we have a potential of getting Jayshon and Ernest back next year. I want to see him on the field next year. Not that he has to start, but like the snaps that Jimmy Roller got this year. Wusu. Get Wusu in the game. Get him in the game. This kid is rangy. He's a sideline to sideline linebacker that has pop. Right? He's stopping you right where you're at. A lot of times guys are fast to the point of attack and they roll forward a couple yards. They kind of give up the leverage at the end because they're fast. They don't have the weight in their hips to, push the guy that way. And then the guys that do kind of have the oomph or the thump to push the guy the other way. They don't necessarily have the sideline to sideline speed. This guy is a perfect marriage between both of those things. He's going to be a rocket out of the cannon. He's going to pop off the screen immediately. This is one of those guys that you're probably going to see pop in the spring game. That's going to be like, hey, look, he's going to be competing for time. There's a lot of guys like this on this list. For the interest of time, I will just get to who I think, Michigan still has a chance on landing. I think that the name Ty Haywood, the Alabama commit right now, I think he is, but who is yet to sign. I think he's pushed his decision back to the late signing period in February. So that's obviously advantage Michigan because they got in very late in his recruitment, or circle back around very late in his recruitment. So that is a very interesting flip. To get another 5-star tackle in this cycle would be huge to go along with Bryce Underwood. Another one that we're keeping our eye on, you mentioned a steal from Oregon. Oregon's working very hard on my man Andrew Olesh. Now he's pushed his commitment back to tomorrow. And I think that even though your boy Phil Knight and Dan Lanning have been working overtime and trying to get Olesh into the class, I think Michigan's going to hold pat. At least that's what the tea leaves are saying. We haven't gotten any late crystal balls, Olesh to Oregon. Not to mention, I think they kind of disrespected my man. They went a couple different areas for their second tight end spot before they circle back on Olesh seriously. So, if he's taking that into consideration, Michigan's obviously had him number one on their board for the longest time. So don't really see it going any different unless there's some different information in the morning. I should see Andrew Olesh in the morning. You got obviously you've got Ty Haywood at Michigan. Yeah, so that's gonna be it there for the class. Again, it's sitting at 7 right now without Olesh's signing and out any outstanding things that Michigan does here towards the late period. So I look for Michigan to be very active there, and then also active, coming up here in the portal. We'll have some videos coming out there. I have got a roadmap to what a perfect offseason looks like for Michigan. I'm gonna go ahead and put that to wax and get that out to y'all as well sometime next week. So be on the lookout for that. In the meantime, let us know what you thought about both of these, these classes. I think they're, depending on the industry, about one spot, away from each other. Another thing to fight over in the rivalry.
We'll Petty.
See how it goes. Buckeye fans, Wolverines, let us know in the comments.
All right. On that note, we out. Peace.
Peace.